little bit about if having David star in your show is like having a cheat code in a video game.
Well, I think you just hit the nail on the head. David Oyelowo, his talent is only surpassed by his humanity. So you get the best of both worlds. You get an actor whose ability is transcendent, and then you get a collaborator whose grace makes you feel comfortable and welcomed at every single turn. He's truly a remarkable human being.
Was that $5 or $10 for you to say that he gave you?
Neither. He embarrasses me and I embarrass him, and it's not intentional, but it's genuinely how I feel. I've had a lot of great collaborations in this business, but his is the one that I value the most at this stage of my career.
Yeah, I've spoken to him a number of times. He's also just a super nice guy.
Lovely human.
The series is 8 episodes, and I'm curious, how did you guys find that number? Was it ever going to be 10? Was it ever going to be 6? Was it Paramount Plus saying we want 8? Like, how did that get figured out?
There were many conversations about how many episodes we were going to tell. At the end of the day, Paramount asked for 8, and I felt like we could deliver 8 in a satisfying way. And so that's how we ended with 8.
So one of the things about his life is it's filled with so many moments that would be great for television. So how did you figure out, wait a minute, what are we going to be cutting out here? Because we're only doing this in one season.
Yeah, I mean, so there are those touchstone moments that we sort of know. I wanted to leave some meat on the bone in case there was an appetite for more Bass Reeves. So for us, it was taking those seminal moments we know about his life from, roughly 1862 to 1877, and using those as pillars to build the narrative off of, and really trying to honor those stories that are often told, and then fill in the in-between with some fiction that created a satisfying narrative.
Yeah, that was actually something that surprised me. Was Paramount announced that it was going to be an anthology series, the Lawmen series. And I was thinking, what if this is like a big hit? Because everything Taylor touches tends to do really well. Yeah. Anything that has his name on it somehow. So I was just wondering, well, I guess you've answered it. Like, you've only gone to 1877 in case they decide they want to do more.
Well, I mean, for us, we felt like we could tell a satisfying version of Bass Reeves' life in that time period. And should there be an appetite for more, again, there is more on the bone. Should there be an appetite for a different lawman, I'm excited by that opportunity as well. There's a handful of stories that I'd love to tell, none of which I'm willing to share right now. But definitely, I think either path would be a great one.
One of the things that I think resonates with audiences is how much Taylor's produced shows film on location and feel like they're authentic, and it's not just all soundstage work, but it also is incredibly tough on the cast and crew being on location and outdoors for so much of the shoot. Can you talk about some of those challenges that come with making a show like this?
Definitely the toughest production that I've ever been a part of. Any challenge that you've heard of, we probably experienced. I mean, we got shut down for a week and a half because of an ice storm. We had some locations that were a 3-hour drive. Working in Texas from January through May, you deal with extreme cold, you deal with extreme heat. And again, in order to have the authenticity that we needed, we would find places that were removed from any sense of modernity. So, we didn't have any creature comforts that typically accompany a show of this size. So it is hard, but at the same time, it was worth it to try to capture as authentic of a place and a time as we could.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why I've seen the first 3 episodes, and I would watch 4 through 8 if Paramount had sent them to me, So where are you in the edit? Are you done with the all 8, or are you still cutting?
We're almost done. We're wrapping up the last 2. So
how has the show changed in the editing room in ways you didn't expect going in?
It's an interesting question. As you edit, you find things that scream louder, if you will, than they did on the page. And you find things that don't scream quite as loud as you anticipated. And so it's really trying to mine the best story based on the footage that you have, which is based on the scripts that we wrote. One thing that I was hopeful for, and I think that we really achieved, and I saw it in post, was this notion of the triumph of the human spirit, and something that we were able to really elevate through editorial.
What do you think would surprise soon-to-be fans of the series to learn about the making of the series?
That we all got along, that despite the hardships that come with making a show like this, the level of camaraderie and the dedication to honoring Bass Reeves's legacy permeated through every department. And again, aside from David, made other lifelong friendships that I will cherish forever.
I'm curious if you can talk a little bit about, with Taylor Sheridan, he really does have a sense of what people will respond to. Can you talk a little bit about how involved he was in the production / post-production, like where he could sprinkle his knowledge or how he helped bring this to life?
Yeah, he has a God-given gift for storytelling. So in the scripting phase, he would be able to point to a moment in a script that I or another writer wrote and say, if you put this tiny little moment right here, the idea that you're trying to get across will really make the story sing louder. And so that was invaluable in scripting. During production, as I've alluded to, he built this machine that makes these shows. And so was able to, say, hire this AD. She's phenomenal. And, we did, and she was phenomenal. Or his G&E crew or his wranglers, which, these men and women, their talent is unbelievable, and it's incredible, and what they can do with horses and how they can train actors to ride horses. It's incredible. And then in post, it's more that magic dust that he has with let's mine this part of the story a little bit more to really make the episode sing. And so, again, he has this God-given ability to look at a story and improve on it and dissect it and all those things. But I will say that I'm also very grateful for him because he empowered me, gave me a ton of autonomy. To use a football metaphor, let me pick up a football and run with it. So for that, I'm grateful.
On that note, I got to stop. I'm just going to say when they send me episodes 4 through 8, I will push play. And on that note, have a fantastic day.
Thank you. That's awesome here. I really appreciate it.